Today, let's collect Emma Frost. Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting in another episode of our Let's Collect series. This is our 31st episode, and today we're going to be talking the White Queen, Emma Frost, X-Men antagonist, uneasy ally, member, essential part of the team. She's been just about everything as she's evolved through the years. Originally created back in Uncanny X-Men number 129 as a member of the Hellfire Club by Chris Claremont and John Byrne. Emma's been around for a long time, and she's gone through quite the evolution of a character, known mainly early days for her scantily clad outfits that carries on till this day, but mostly she's been a teacher over the years. Today we're going to get is your guide to her key comics, important storylines, and fun covers. This is not meant to be a all-encompassing guide, but at least a place to start. Although I maybe went a little overboard with Emma, she is a favorite of mine. So we got a lot of stuff in here, maybe a little more than I normally include. For anyone, so this video stays a little bit more up to date. I've put prices and values based on categories. I'm going to show you those categories now. This way it doesn't immediately come out of date as prices change and that kind of stuff. You get some ranges on where these books kind of cost that we'll be talking about. So with that, let's dig into the key comics for Emma Frost. Okay, let's talk the keys for the White Queen, Emma Frost. First up, we have Uncanny X-Men number 129, the first appearance of Emma, also the first appearance of Kitty Pryde, and the kickoff of the Dark Phoenix saga. Just a great book and the most valuable book on this list. Next, we have Uncanny X-Men number 130, Emma's second appearance, and also the first appearance of Dazzler. Third, we have Uncanny X-Men number 131, the third appearance of Emma and her first cover. Just a great book and a great cover for her first cover appearance. Next, we have Uncanny X-Men 151, the first appearance of the Massachusetts Academy, her school, and Kitty is potentially being recruited there. This is the first appearance of her school and her students. Next, we have Uncanny X-Men 281, the death of her students, the Hellions, and Emma slips into a coma that would forever change her path. Next, we have Uncanny X-Men 316. This is when she joins with Banshee to start the Gen X school and team. Next, we have New X-Men 116, the first appearance of her secondary mutation, the Diamond form, as well as the first time she joins the X-Men. Next, we have New X-Men number 139, kind of a kickoff to her origin story, the first kind of take we get on an origin for Emma. We would get many more. Next, we get Emma Frost number 1, her first solo series, which is all focused on her origin. Next, we get X-Men Phoenix Endsong number 4. This is the first time Emma joins with the Phoenix Force, which would happen again much later in some other events. Next, we have X-Men Phoenix War Song number 3. Emma learns that the Cuckoos are actually her daughters. And finally, we have X-Men Origins Emma Frost number 1, her most up-to-date and current version of her origin. Okay, those were her key comics. A lot of really good stuff in there, most of which is very, very affordable. Just those first few comics that you'd have to pay a premium for. But yeah, a lot of good stuff for Emma if you're really wanting to collect the character. Now let's dig into some of the important storylines for Emma. She's, like I said, she's been around for a long time. Her character's really evolved from that villain we first see to the hero that we see nowadays, an important member of the X-Men that we see nowadays. So let's dig into those important stories. All right, let's dig into the important stories for Emma First up, we have her introduction at the start of the Dark Phoenix saga, Uncanny X-Men 129 through 132. This classic, written by Chris Claremont, is an introduction to her and the Hellfire Club. It's important to see where she comes from to understand her character growth, and a great story. Next, we have Phalanx Covenant and Generation X. I kind of combine these. This is really after she awakes from her coma and seeks redemption and training a new group of mutants with the help of Banshee. Just a great guide to where her character goes from villain to hero. Next, we have New X-Men, written by Grant Morrison. This is basically the entire Grant Morrison run. We first see Emma join the X-Men. It really sets up her relationships with the X-Men going forward, and just who she's going to become as a character and a hero. Next, we get Astonishing X-Men, Volume 3, the entire Whedon and Cassaday run. This really shapes her relationships with Scott, and just you see her being an essential part of the team, despite what people think about Whedon at this point. And finally, we have the recent Marauders run, Marauders Volume 1. This is Kitty and Emma leading a team, taking on Sebastian Shaw, taking on anyone threatening mutants. Just a great run, and Storm's thrown in there too. Okay, so those are the important stories for Emma Frost. A lot of good stuff in there. A lot of places to dig in. Obviously, I kind of kept it pretty broad and didn't go to individual story arcs and did kind of whole runs. But yeah, that's, great places to dig in and read a lot of X-Men comics. All right, with that, we're going to dig into the fun covers. These are not ranked. They're just actually in order by when they occurred. There's a ton of great Emma covers. I had really a lot of trouble narrowing it down. Because as you can see, I still left 15 in, but I know there'll be some of your favorites I forgot. Feel free to put them in the comments down below. But these are my choices for the fun covers of Emma Frost. All right, let's dig into the 15 covers I chose for Emma. First up, we have New Mutants, number 39. This is Art Adams, Bill Sienkiewicz cover of her as a villain. It's just a classic from her early days, from the mid-80s. Next, we have X-Force, number 42 from 1994. This Tony Daniel and Kevin Conrad cover. Just another classic Emma as a villain cover that I just need to include from the 90s. Next, we have Salvador Larroca's Extreme X-Men, number 23. Very affordable book and just a great cover of Emma for me. Next, we have the Emma Frost, number 3. The best cover from the Greg Horn covers from the series, outside of number 1, at least for my taste, so that is why I included it here. Next, we have Astonishing X-Men, number 2. This John Cassaday cover of her and Cyclops. I just think it's a fantastic cover and it kind of shows her manipulative nature. Next, we have this Jim Lee cover that he probably doesn't claim from Gwenpool number 18. Marvel used this without his permission, but it doesn't mean it's not a great and fantastic cover of Emma. Next, we have this Adam Hughes X-Men Black Emma Frost. This variant also has a Virgin version. Both of them are very cheap, which is a great Adam Hughes cover of Emma. Next, we have this Mike Mayhew cover from Eastside Comics variant to Marauders number 4. There's multiple versions of this one, and just a gorgeous Emma Frost cover. Next is X-Men number 5, this Chris Anke cover. This is a Dark Phoenix anniversary cover. Just a fantastic cover. I just love this cover of Emma. Next, we have my favorite cover from this whole list, this Jeff DeCall Inferno number 1 cover. Just a gorgeous cover of Emma. Next, we have Marauders number 25, this Russell Dodderman cover. There's a bunch of Dodderman covers I considered. I just love this one because it shows Emma as more than just, the socialite, and she can actually get in a fight. Next, we have Immortal X-Men number 4, this Phil Noto cover. Beat out the Alex Ross Timeless variant for me. I just think this is absolutely gorgeous portrait of Emma. Next, the toughest cover to pick it for a single artist, this David Nakayama variant. He had a bunch of versions of Emma that I love, but this is the one I went from with Axe Judgment Day number 1. Our Artgerm cover is Sins of Sinister number 1. This one also has a Virgin variant that goes for considerably more, but both of them are gorgeous. And finally, our 15th cover, this Joshua Swaby 1 in 25 variant cover from Immortal X-Men number 15. Okay, so those are her fun covers. her key comics and her important stories. I hope you learned something about Emma today. I hope maybe I introduced you to some comics that you didn't know about or some covers you hadn't seen, so that you can go out and chase if you're a big fan of Emma Frost. And if you weren't a big fan before, giving you a place to dive in and learn about the character. With that, we're going to get out of here. I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next time. Later.